Hi everybody, my name is Ben Bugaile, and I'm the music and worship leader here at Ingomar United Methodist Church. Take a look at that title again. Practice makes perfect. That title is a load of nonsense. The notion that practice makes perfect is not only false, but it's unhealthy as well. There are many things that practice can do for an individual, but if you expect perfection, you will always fall short. As a musician, I was plagued by the notion of perfection for years. My teacher in Washington, Pennsylvania, George, had taught Paul Jacobs as well, and for those of you who do not know who Paul Jacobs is, he attended Curtis for his undergraduate degree and Yale for his master's degree in organ performance. During his time at Curtis, he'd come back to Washington, PA to put on a 24-hour nonstop concert of all of J.S. Bach's works for the organ, stopping only to eat, drink, and change clothes. A few years later, he accepted the position of the chair of the organ department at Juilliard, and he now tours the world playing concerts from memory, hosting master classes, and even winning Grammys. Paul is a dear friend and a most supportive colleague to this day. But when you're 16 years old and have someone like Paul to compare yourself to, it's tough. Suddenly, nothing is good enough according to the dialogue in your mind. I can't play this piece. How's this even possible? Paul plays it perfectly. These thoughts kept me from playing the organ and even the piano. I began to think I couldn't complete or play anything on any instrument with the exception of my voice. When I eventually found my way back to the organ at college, the thoughts and words echoed again, but this time my friend Max interrupted, saying, "There are no pieces you cannot play. There are pieces you can play now, pieces you can play later." And it was around this time that the head of the music department at IUP, Dr. Jack Stamp, said these words to a classroom full of aspiring musicians: "Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Something will always be wrong by someone's perspective, and even mistakes can be practiced into permanency." These words freed me from my own brain, and I realized that I was responsible for my own limits. I am by no means a perfect musician, and people like Paul even claim their errors, though I barely believe him. It's important that we, as musicians and humans, free ourselves from the notion of perfect. Pastor Greg has said to us in the last year that started is better than perfect. And so in your journey, whether it be a musical journey, whether it be a human journey, or whether it be a journey of discipleship, it's better that we start and that we try and that we strive. Because in our efforts, if we can come up with any sort of permanency in our relationships with each other, with our instruments, and with God, we'll get somewhere. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you soon.